Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault. And today we have another monster review for you. Today we're going to talk about the Larva. Once again, this is a turnable undead creature as brought to us through the original monster manual and used with basic Dungeons & Dragons, advanced Dungeons & Dragons, what's typically called 1E today. So what about the larva? The larva is an interesting creature, not because of anything it can do, but because of what it can foster. Now, larvas generally reside in the gloomy plains of Hades. And it's here that they're controlled by night hags. Night hags are the ones who look after larvae. Now, larvae are considered a good creature in trade by the night hags, because they're used to make both quasits and imps. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, a quasit is pretty much a familiar that's produced by demons, whereas an imp is a familiar that's generally produced by devils. So they have a value to the demons and devils, and they will often trade with a night hag. And the night hag uses that to be able to foster their ability to move around the plains. It's a important commodity for them. Now, what actually is a larva? Well, it's roughly man-sized. It's like a yellow worm with the head and face of a human. Yuck. And at 1 hit die and a 7 armor class, they're not that difficult to get rid of if you were to run into them. They can be turned. They show up in job lots. If they're wandering, typically 10 to 40. And of course, while being very evil, they're not exactly that smart. I mean, they're very low intelligence. It's a worm, really. How tough can it be, right? Now, if they attack you, they bite you, and they do 2 to 5 points of damage, so 1d4 plus 1. And at 1 hit dice, they're not that strong. But once again, they have a ability, I guess, to be useful because of what they can become. And they're kind of an odd creature, once again, because they're useful to both demons and devils. There's not too many things that are like that you run across, at least in the original monster manual. Everything is either demonic or devilish. This is one of the few that bridges that gap. Now, not much of an opponent. I mean, in talking to the greater Hornhelm community as DMs, have you ever used larva before? Well, really, they don't travel on their own, so you kind of have to be in Hades. And everybody said that, oh yeah, these are like a 1. Okay, they have neither the demonic or devil shared abilities, which makes them really easy to get rid of. And it's on their home plane, so if you kill them, they're dead. Now, technically, these would turn based on the highest level of difficulty. They would be considered a special. But if your DM doesn't adjust that, then there's something wrong. These should turn at a much lower level. Maybe not quite as low as a zombie and a skeleton, but it's in that range. And in talking to both the Hornhelm community DMs and also the players, the response I got on this was a 1. Now, that's from not too many people having run into it, but based on what they're capable of doing, it's a 1. Hey, it's the truth. They really don't have any powers. They are considered to be undead, and they should not be considered a special. You really need to re-rank them if you're a DM and you're going to use these. So that, my friends, is the larva. Hope you found this informative, interesting, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing. Drop us a comment. Share with your friends. But most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We thank you so much for your very kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!